All right. I'm rinsed. I've extinguished it all. Oh, everything. Mind's open, mind's clear, heart is clear, soul is clear. I've received the transmissions, the epiphanies for the day. Pondering. Getting in touch with Yahusha. Tapping into that 365, 24/7 transmission that's blaring throughout the universe. Should you choose to hear such that you will never unhear again. Oh, should you ask for him to come into your life? Ask, you will receive. Knock on the door, will be answered. Seek, ye shall find. Oh. And you know, you could read and read and read the Old Testament and the New Testament. And you could memorize the Psalms, the chapters, the verses, the parables, the quotes, the words, the word. And then you can go through the motions of reciting them. You could get into prayer and you could say these prayers, you could say these parables, you could say these words, you could say these quotes. You could dive deep. You could dive deep and never have any understanding. And what I was pondering today is what Paul said about in Corinthians, about in church he'd rather speak 5 words that he understands than 10,000 in tongues with no one able to interpret, without him being able to interpret. 5 words that he understands. And this is the beautiful thing about the word, about Yahusha, the way, the truth, and the life, is that even if you don't understand, or even if you can't interpret, or even if you are the wisest of all out there that somehow knows it all and can recite every verse, every chapter and verse, as they say, every phrase. Even if you can do all of that, here's the really good news. You don't have to dive so deep into all of the knowledge and all of the mysteries and all of the understandings and parse it all out and break it all down and seek instruction and spend days, weeks, months, years, decades before you understand the beautiful news about the kingdom of God, about the gospel, about the new covenant. Actually, the beautiful thing about the New Testament and the Old Testament is if all you understood were those commandments, you're free. You have peace, you have solace, you have a way to guide your life that resonates with Yah. Think about it. The 10 Commandments. If all you have is that, if all you understand is that, you understand everything you need to know. You live your life that way. And then, as I was talking to my wife yesterday, we're talking about how she was saying, like, he even breaks that down into its most easy to understand, its simplest form. And that is that if all you ever read was Mark in the gospel, in the good news, and you heard him say, Love Yahuwah with all of your heart, all of your soul, all of your mind, all of your strength, and love your neighbors, you love yourself. That commandment. And you're saved. You're saved. If you do that, you will know the Father, you will know the Son. Again, because as Paul said, I'd rather understand 5 words than be able to recite chapter and verse, the Old Testament and New Testament, backwards and forwards. I'd rather have it memorized and be able to just break out all these verses for you, all these parables, all of these quotes. I'd rather just understand 5 words. And so I spend my time in these workouts to get into a place where I can understand, where I can receive those revelations, where I can receive those epiphanies, where I can receive that instruction, where I can receive that blueprint on how to live my life in a manner that pleases Him most. And then ultimate, the byproduct of that is that somehow maybe I'm able to shout from the rooftops the good news and have something that I'm saying resonate for someone who is lost, someone who is searching, someone who is in chaos, someone who is confused, someone who might be beset by all manner of crises, financial crises, relationship crises, crises of faith, illness, disease, health crisis, cancer. I've been through it twice. Tumors. A monstrous tumor in my kidney, like a vampire sucking the life out of me. We ripped that out. It was the size of a grapefruit. We found it 8 years ago, over 8 years ago now. We found it. We had that torn out of me. Torn out. Like a demon exorcised from me. And then that evil, Luciferian, satanic, aimless, senseless, purposeless mass of cells started to form again in my liver. Over 2 years ago, we ripped a chunk of my liver out. And that was 2 years ago. And then a year ago, I developed liver issues from an autoimmune issue. That's what I believe, because they haven't been able to figure it out. But I've done an interview. I've done a podcast on this. If you want to learn more, go to the Alpha Human Podcast. You can listen to some of the episodes I've done there. And all in all of those crises of health healed. All of it gone. Stronger today, healthier today, more alive today, more empowered today, more righteous today. Yahusha has healed me in all ways, but I do these workouts to tap in. But when I do these workouts, it's to heal. When I do these workouts, it's to understand those 5 words, those 2 words, that 1 word. It's to gain a sense of how to live my life in a manner that pleases Him most. It is to tap in and to get into the zone, to get in flow state so I can hear Him. Just as I extinguish all of these demons and all of this anger and all of this frustration, all of this anxiety, all this insecurity, all negative emotions, all negative thoughts, all despair, all sorrow, all depression, everything you can think of. The good as well, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I empty it all and get empty except for the word of Yahusha, so I can come to you with credibility, honesty, and integrity and pour my heart out to you. But when I work out not just the body. I'm working out the mind and I'm working out the soul. It's a crucible that I go through on a daily basis. It's a catharsis. It's a rebirth, a refresh, a reset, a reconstruction. I am reborn. Every single day I'm reborn. In Yahusha's name. And just thinking that, and today, that's what I thought about. That's what I contemplated. That's what I ruminated on. Have you ever taken the time out? Because heretofore I never did. And it's, before I got struck with that cancer, and before I found Yahusha, before I found Yah and He saved me, And even during these 8 years, it's only really over the last 2 and really over the last 1 where I completely surrendered to Yahusha. Handed over total control of my life. Absolute, just handed the burden to him. Begged him, pleaded with him, asked him every day to take this burden from me and show me, because it's too complicated, it's too complex. You'll never figure it all out. No matter how much you read, no matter how much you learn, you'll never uncover it all. And every time you uncover something else, more mysteries will open up. We will never understand. And believe me, all the technology, all the towers of Babel we build, all of the wings of Icarus we construct, all of the ideas we come up with, we will never unlock the secret to the universe except as a child at their most innocent. When they are pure and good and connected to Yah. Before they're corrupted by this world. Before we're corrupted by this world. And in being reborn and surrendering to Yahusha, we can once again become like children. Foolish like children. Innocent like children. Reborn like children. In the image of the Creator once again. To receive those epiphanies and those understandings. All the technology will never get us there. It'll only open up new mysteries. And have fun on your journey. But the one true way to understand those 5 words, the one true way to unlock it all, the one true way to come to an understanding is to surrender to Yahusha. He reveals it all to you. And so I do these trainings, I do these workouts, not just to train the body, to rinse the body. That's all, actually, the physical crucible and the strengthening of the temple is just a side effect of working out the mind, of rinsing the mind of all preconceived notions and clearing it, extinguishing all negative energy, extinguishing all thought, dialing in, letting Yahusha in, thanking him, bearing my soul to him, confessing to him of all that I am, all that I've been, all of the shame, all of the guilt, all of the horror, all of the wrong that I've committed, confessing it to him, breaking myself down such that I remember I'm no better than anyone else. And before him, I am no better than anyone else. And it forces me into a position where I recall, I remember, and I know that as much as I call out evil and sin and temptation and lust and decadence and depravity and defilement and debasement and the evil and sin of this world, I am no better than any of it. And then praying on how grateful I am for having him come into my life. Thank you, Yahusha, for coming into my life, my heart, my soul, my spirit, my mind and my body. And from there, truly praying on how I've surrendered and how I'm surrendering right now in that moment, pleading with him to take this burden from me and to guide me and lead me and direct me in a way to live my life in a manner that pleases him most. And then receiving those epiphanies, receiving those understandings, how grateful I am for them. How grateful I am for his instruction. How grateful I am for the word, the way, the truth, and the light. And so if all I ever have is that understanding that I've gotten through every single crucible, every single catharsis, every rebirth that I have every single day I'm on my knees, is understanding that I love him with all my heart, all my soul, all my mind, all my strength. And I vow to love my neighbor as I love myself. Then that's all I ever need to understand. Everything else will be revealed as it needs to be revealed, as it should be revealed. Not forced, just flow state. It just comes when it needs to come, as it's supposed to come, when it's ready to come. The epiphanies, the lightning bolts, the understandings, the revelations as they're meant to be. You could seek yourself into confusion. You could seek yourself into chaos. You could frustrate yourself because there's always more to learn. But as he says, as Paul says, be foolish like children. Don't perish like the wise of this world who seek to understand the mysteries of the universe only so they can conquer this world, only for self-fulfillment, self-gratification. The wise of this world perish. The wise of this world look at us like we're foolish for living our life by the word of Yahusha. For it's such a simple word that they think we're foolish for living our life in such a simple manner, while they are wise, while they are the gurus, while they are the yogis, while they are the mentors, while they are the teachers, while they are the rabbis, while they are the priests, while they are the learned ones, with all the keys to unlock all the mysteries for us at a price, shackling yourself to them, handing over your life to them, handing over all dominion to the laws of man, the esteem of man, which is worthless. Be foolish and innocent, like the mind of a child. Such is the way of understanding Yahusha. For it's so easy, his understanding, that any child can understand it, and such therein lies the answer. It's all about love. In the end, it's all about love. And it's so simple to understand, yet so complex. Because if you're toiling away in the mysteries of the universe, in the mysteries of this world, in the meaning of life, if you're toiling away in the complication of it all, you'll never find it. As I said, you'll only unlock more confusion. Every mystery that a scientist figures out, every mystery that a physicist figures out, every mystery that a mathematician figures out, everything that gets unlocked opens up yet another, shows it. Once you open that door, a new door is locked in front of that. So you step into the room and you're in a new room with a new door that's locked. And so in trying to conquer this world, in trying to master this world, we claw, we scratch, we cannibalize. And everyone does it simply for dominion over their fellow man. Yahusha teaches different. Simply love Yah with all your heart, mind, strength, and soul. Love your neighbors, you love yourself, and your life will be blessed. All the mysteries that need to be open to you will be revealed. Everything complicated made simple. All the questions answered. What does he say? Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock on the door, it shall be answered. I'd rather speak 5 words that I understand, such that others might hear, such that it might resonate with others, such that it might resonate with myself, such that I may comprehend it, rather than 10,000 words in tongues. How simple that message, that one message, that one utterance, that one verse in Corinthians. And yet how much does it reveal? Spending the time to understand that. Pondering that today as I go through my catharsis, my crucible, my workout, my training session. Pondering that and getting hit like a lightning bolt with the revelation of it all and how it connects to everything else that Yahusha says. Even though Yahusha didn't say it, Paul said it, but it all connects, the beginning and the end in the beginning, the Alpha and the Omega and the Alpha. Yahusha is the Word, the way, the truth, and the light. In the life. In the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was with Yah, and the Word was Yahuwah. He who creates, He who brings into existence, He who breathes life. And the Word was with Yahuwah, and the Word was Yahuwah, and the Word was made flesh, and Yahusha, He who delivers, He who saves. Yahusha, He who delivers, He who saves. He who brings salvation and redemption. He who brings forgiveness. He is the Word made flesh. Yahuwah on earth, Yahuwah as man. The living Elohim. The Most High on earth as a man. And He will return. He will return And between now and then, we have the opportunity of a lifetime, the opportunity of an eternity to know Him, to understand Him in the most basic of terms, the most fundamental of terms, the simplest of terms, such that we can live our life in a manner that pleases Him most. What's that song by Leonard Skinner? Be a simple man, right? Not a man who seeks gold, not a man who seeks wealth, not a man who seeks treasure. Be a simple kind of man. And be someone you love and understand, if I'm getting the words correctly, right? But be a simple kind of man. Something so easy to understand, yet so complicated for those who revel in the mysteries of the flesh, revel in the pleasures of the flesh, revel in the chaos of the flesh, in the dominion of the flesh, in the conquering of this world, sacrificing their souls for this world, such that they can't even grasp the simple terms that Yahusha sets before us to live our lives in a way that is truly fulfilling, in a way we can truly be grateful, in a way we can truly be thankful, in a way we can truly know what's most important, what's most impactful, the peace, the solace, and the salvation of others. We save ourselves so we can save others. We redeem ourselves so we can redeem others. We fix ourselves so we can fix others. And we fix others, we redeem others, we save others by shouting the good news from the rooftops, by helping understand these few things that we're able to understand, each according to their own gifts. And so we can bring that understanding to others, because once we have been saved, once we have come into the light, once we have known His love, how evil can you be not to pay it forward? I heard someone say that. Someone talk about how if you truly feel saved, if you truly feel redeemed, if you truly feel Christ's love, His light, His salvation, how evil do you have to be not to pay it forward, not to shout from the rooftops, not to let the world know that there is a way to redemption, let alone it be a simple way. How easy it is to understand those 5 words. How easy it is to understand the way, the truth, and the life. But only when you shed all of the learning of this world, all of the treachery of this world, all of the shame and the guilt of this world, all of the horror of this world, all of the violence and the chaos and the frenzy and the pell-mell nature of this world. Only after you shed all of it and you're reborn in the image of your Creator, once again in the body, in the mind, in the soul, the spirit of Yahusha, only then is it easy to understand. Only so that we can help others receive the word in the best way you can, in the best way I can. And so let us not endeavor to understand every word, every chapter, every verse, every tongue. There's no need. Let us simply render ourselves on our knees. Ask Him to come into our life. Ask Him for the epiphanies. Ask Him for the redemption. Ask Him for the salvation. Be hit with that thunderbolt. Be hit with that light, such that all the darkness you felt before is extinguished. Such that the constant stumbling, the constant fear, the constant anxiety, the constant frustration, the constant hell you feel in all of your dissatisfaction, in all of your addiction, in all of your hopelessness is finally extinguished, and you finally walk with love and light in your heart, and you feel it. You feel saved. You feel redeemed. You feel whole. You feel fulfilled. You feel grateful. You feel thankful for the epiphany of it all, such that you're shouting like I am. Not that you have to shout. There are other ways you can pay this forward, but pay it forward. Don't keep this good news to yourself. The good news is there to be spread worldwide. So let us carry the banner for Yahusha. And let us walk taller than ever, stronger than ever, arm in arm, because together we cannot be divided, no matter how much hatred they sow, no matter how much division and chaos they sow. The evil one of this world seeks to divide us, seeks to crush us, seeks to dominate us, seeks to influence us and persuade us and cast us aside from what's truly important. That straight and narrow path that leads to kingdom come, and the evil whisperers of this world, the demons, the devil, Satan, Lucifer, the corruptors, the misleaders, the deceivers, the evildoers, I probably already said that, the haters, the detractors, the psychic vampires, the negative influencers, the deceit and the deception that is sown to knock you off the path, the despair and the depression that is wrought upon you to confuse you and to sink you into the abyss, the diversions and distractions that you're beset with so you don't look straight, so that you cast your eyes over every possible form of entertainment and distraction and diversion and everything that is deceiving and misleading, so that you don't look at what is right in front of you, at who lives inside you. Yahusha, He lives inside you. Yahuwah, the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, it's all in here. It's all in yourself, waiting to be unlocked, waiting for you to ask. And then it's open, but they do everything. Everything. The demons of this world do everything to confuse you, to create chaos and confusion. So you do not look inside, you do not find Yahusha, and you certainly get knocked off the path at every turn. But once your heart is true, once you've completely surrendered, once you've handed it all over and asked Yahusha to guide you, to direct you, and to lead your life in a manner that pleases Him most, you are now impervious. You wear the armor of Yah. Nothing can knock you off this path. We're imperfect, we're fallible, we'll make mistakes, we'll stumble here and there, but it'll all be mostly unintentional, because mostly it'll be from deception, mostly it'll be from being misled. But even in those instances, whether your sin is purposeful or whether it's by accident, you immediately self-correct, because you now see the guardrails. They're glowing. It's easy to see them. Your heart holds true, and most of the time you'll be righteous, because your heart is now righteous, and through the word, through your confession to Yahusha, not to man, to Yahusha, you are saved. In your heart you are righteous, in your heart you are justified. Through your word, your confession to Yahusha, you are saved. And so it is easy now, in wearing the armor of Yah, because all of those slings and arrows that sought to knock you off the path before, that confused you, that clouded you with the fog of a demonic war, like the fog of a spiritual war, it's now all clear. The sun has come out. The light is blinding. You no longer live in darkness. It is now clear as day, and everything is bright and brilliant. And those guardrails are glowing such that it's so easy to stay on this path. You no longer hunger for the addictions of your past. You no longer hunger for the lust of your past. You no longer hunger for the temptations of your past. And you are impervious. You're stronger than ever, such that it becomes easy to walk tall and strong, enthused, alive, more alive than you've ever been. More enthused, more excited than you've ever been, more inspired than you've ever been, to shout from the rooftops as we march headlong, as we march strong, as we speed relentlessly, ceaselessly, unconquerably, unconquerable, undefeatable, unassailable, and unstoppable to kingdom come.